Hi, it's George here from the Unofficial Controller podcast. Just taking a moment to, first of all, thank you for listening. Means a hell of a lot to us. Secondly, every week we bring you free content, the latest news, the new releases, a feature of note, normally something to do with games or gaming past, be it one of our history of documentaries or an insight into the industry itself, or how games have affected us as people. Well, yes, we incorporate you, listeners, into that. All we ask is that you drop a little comment on our post on social media and you can get featured on the show. Hey, do you know what? You may even win a prize. The only charge for this is £0, 0 pence, $0. That's right, no money. But all we ask is that you like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you found this show. And if you're feeling a little bit cheeky, tell a friend, get them to do the same. We have a Discord that's free for you guys to all join in and get involved in. And the community on Instagram and Twitter is alive and thriving. So don't be a lonely gamer. Make yourself known. Thank you. And now it's time to begin this week's entertainment. Take care, guys. Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode 78. Games you want to finish before next gen. With me, George, and as always joined by Bobby. Next gen to my last gen. How's it going, friend?
Okay, you?
Oh, life could not be better. Here in New York, it starts to return to some semblance of normality.
Mm-hmm.
We have our lives back. We have our hashtags back.
Not really.
Oh, there's no Stingrays boot?
Still limited. I can't click still.
Well, if you can't click, I can't click. But before people click off, Bobby, let's give them a rundown of how the show's going to go. We've got some news coming up. We've got some real meaty morsels in there. We've got some Normandy estimated takeoff news. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Then we've got a feature, games you want to finish before next gen starts. You better pull your finger out your backside, listener, because you ain't got long. You ain't got long, depending on when you want to get on board the next gen train. Then the real deal drives up Fifth and Main, Stingray. He can evade any danger, any baying crowd. He can calm with a raise of his eyebrow and a waft of his 70s aftershave. That's how we look at the new releases. And when that's done and he's disappeared away like smoke down a grate in New York, Bobby, I then ask you what you're hoping to play for that gaming week. But the show cannot and will not begin until I ask you. I ain't forgot about you, Odders friend. Grip that wheel. Bobby, what you been playing?
I've just been playing Rogue Company and For Honor. Strictly online games with my friends.
Oh, that was quick. So anyway, this takes.
I don't want to.
I've been playing.
Yeah, I don't want to really. I don't want to really commit right now because Valhalla drops next week and.
David, just hold down. We're recording the show.
So I don't want to really commit.
He wants to take us to Trestles again, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves that spot now.
He does.
Yeah, we got him on the Astoria Palmer, and he just doesn't want to stop drinking it.
Me being a generous Englishman, decided I would pay him whatever the meter was reading to come in and eat with us. Mm-hmm. And now he comes out bibbing every day, wanting me to take him to Trestles. I can't afford.
Definitely spoiled him. You definitely spoiled him for sure.
Shouldn't have done that, should I?
No.
Anyway, okay. Tell me about, well, we know that you are the world champion on For Honor. Okay, we know this. You keep sending me, I really know nothing about the game. And you send me pictures of you rolling around, twitching, waving your big battle axe around. And that's not a pseudonym for anything, right? Although you're called Big Bobby, right? You swing an axe with gay abandon in For Honor, chopping people up like firewood down the back of the silver birch woods. And you are a little bit tasty in that game. 13,000 kills to memory to record at this moment in time.
Yeah, I just hit it.
You do know that's verging on ridiculous.
It is ridiculous because what makes it more ridiculous is that my nephew never really stopped playing. So I haven't played in a year. I just picked it up for him because he's been playing Rogue Company with me. Asked me to play back For Honor, which I already deleted. I'm just done with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I'll re-download it for you. We'll go back and forth playing it. So I re-downloaded it again, and then he checked the stats, and he only has 7,000 kills. So my friend Marlon has 9,000. So if we really, I guess, went at this game ham when it first came out. For the whole 6 to 8 months, we got the platinum for it, and we kept playing it after because everybody was on it. But then slowly everybody fell off. But now everyone seems to come back on it now. Since they see me playing Rogue Company, I've got a lot of my old friends asking me to play For Honor with them again. So we have a little cruise back. I'll tell you what, I am not as good in Rogue Company as I am in For Honor, that's for sure.
You haven't seen me any clips of Rogue Company.
Oh, no. Look, there's nothing to show. Basically, once I unlocked the sniper, I figured if I just stay back and don't get killed and can kill a couple people, I'll help my team win by not losing the life for the team. I was never very good at online gun games like that. But in Rogue Company, that's what I do. I stay back, I report what I see, and I tag everybody so they know where the enemies are. I guess I'm super support. Basically, if you could imagine in the Avengers, okay? They all have superpowers. Except for who?
Hawkeye.
And?
Widow.
That's it. I'm either Black Widow or I'm Hawkeye.
Well, that's why I went with Hawkeye, because you're kind of tagging the enemies at a distance.
Yeah, I have no skill. Like, I can't run up on you. I can be point blank at you, shoot a whole clip, hit you maybe 5 times. I have no aim like that.
Well, don't reveal yourself to be too mediocre at games. That Supermax Media will want your head on a plate sending FedEx to Mexico. And then El Buccio will feast on your brains like some guy out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm doing. What about you?
Ah, Bobby, I've been kicking the can down the road. I'm so dejected with GTA 4. I haven't dared put it in because I just don't, at this point, I just don't want to know whether it's crashed or not. I just want to live in denial. Mm-hmm. The other game I have popped in is XCOM, Enemy Unknown.
Yeah. Okay.
PS3 updated version with the Commander sections added on, all the DLC. Mm-hmm. I think it's called XCOM Cyber Commander. Or Dave, will you just? I should never have paid for him. All you can eat at Trestles. Mm-hmm. Okay, like, hey guys, I'll take you anywhere you want. Like, no, go away, Dave. Get another fare.
Yeah, we're good here.
Thanks. Yeah, we're all good for him. I'm trying to record a show. Mm-hmm. I'm on it again. Beep, beep, beep. I'm a celebrity. Like, he wants a cut of the money. He wants it all. So I've been playing that. Just, you can sort of press buttons and play it a little bit sort of, you can just dial in the gameplay on that. It doesn't really matter. You're doing it at distance. And I'm just really trying to keep my slate clean for next gen. I kind of half told myself today, I was like, put Demon's Souls in. You know, again, these PS3 games, I've picked them up super cheap. Demon's Souls £1. There's a lot of entertainment in there. And to be fair, it still looks amazing.
Yeah, they look good. Some PS3 games look great.
Yeah, I don't know as it really warranted a remake, but there you go. They felt the need to. I saw the state of play of that yesterday, where they actually took the original core code and they're using that as the input basis, so everything feels the same weight and speed and reaction as the original. I was thinking about, I should have popped that in, to get my eye in. I was like, nah, just play XCOM, friend. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I feel because we're between generations, we are the We're the olive on a stick through the
Mhm.
top of a trestle sandwich right now, Bobby. And we're yet to wait for the next meal to arrive. The Xbox Series X/S and the PS5 full fat or the Diet Coke discless version. Right? That's what we're waiting for. I want to gorge myself on that. Tell you one thing that I think you really want to gorge yourself on, Bobby.
Mm.
Now, I said that the PS5 discless was a diet soda of consoles.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing that we have produced. We've produced some full fat news. It's time for the news. We scour the very darkest regions of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, Bobby, I shall take this. Slightly controversial.
I just read the title, and you can keep going.
Go on.
It's getting hot and
It's getting,
or you could do it like Cardi B, like it's getting hot and
for the English-speaking
that's what
listeners on the
that's how
show,
they say it over here.
we'd call that "It's getting hot in here."
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you, Bobby. I had no clue. Well, I thought, what script has he got? Like, what page is he? Like, is he on page 6? Like, what's he got? Has he dropped his script on the floor and shuffled it up like a deck of cards? And I've got no idea what's coming next.
Yeah, every time I see those words, it's getting hot in here, I immediately think of Nelly.
I take off all your clothes.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, someone will wish they'd took the clothes off for this. As the dawn of the new console generation is upon us, consumers are eager to see the Xbox Series X and PS5 in action, with some going to specialist stores to see the systems firsthand. While Sony's confirmed the PS5 won't be available in stores at launch, that hasn't stopped retailers from showcasing the system in their gaming sections. Displayed in all its glory for fans to check out when they work, that is. As it turns out, a Twitter user by the name of Ziliak, which sounds like the sort of thing you would take to help you go to the toilet for a number 2, got hold of a PS5 system at Best Buy that was in a display protected by a small transparent box that prevented the ventilation system from doing its job. It kind of says it all, really. It's like wrapping an Xbox 360 in a towel. It's going to fine. Anyway,
100%.
there's a Series X and PS5 on display at my Best Buy, and the Series X is actually way smaller than I expected, which is kind of funny, she said initially. Ziliak, which would follow up with a picture of the overheated PS5 and a simple "lol" caption that perfectly sums up our feelings as well. Maybe this behemoth of machine, maybe give this behemoth of machine some room to breathe. Best Buy. The heating problem will be a point of contention for many weeks following the release of both consoles, as early editions of new hardware tend to come with faults that could potentially be damaging. Red Ring of Death, anyone? In any case, it appears that neither the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 will have serious overheating problems, assuming users have proper accommodation for their new systems, as earlier reviews dismiss these concerns. Now, a little bit of a heads up, Bobby.
Mhm.
We will be doing our hands-on review of the PlayStation 5 next week.
Mhm.
So that's exciting news.
It is.
At time of recording, we can't really say any more, apart from that it's an impressive set of circumstances we find ourselves in. Are you excited to tell them about your first impressions, Bobby boy?
It's my first time really doing one, so I'm kind of happy, kind of excited.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you fly?
No. I was going to say Bobby Boy. I really should have said that. I kind of ruined the joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's the question that Clarence Boddicker asks, Bobby. Can you fly, Bobby boy? No, Clarence, no. Spoosh, through the windscreen of Alex Murphy's pursuit cruiser, the Detroit OCP cops. OCP, they're on the cops. Let's not let this turn into the Delta City podcast. Although I'm sure people would be quite happy with that.
That'd be wild.
OCP runs the cops.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
We got Losing Control. If you're eager to get your hands on Remedy's Control Ultimate Edition for Xbox Series X or PS5, you will unfortunately have to wait a little longer, as it's been delayed until early 2021. In a tweet, the developer explained that the team needed a little more time on the game in order for the final quality to be awesome, and thanked fans for their understanding and patience. Remedy Entertainment wrote an update from the development team. Control Ultimate Edition will arrive on generation platforms early 2021. We want the final quality of the game to be awesome, and so we need to be a bit more time to work on it. Thank you for understanding and patience. As controversially as I don't know if you read that word.
As controversially revealed a few months ago, the Ultimate Edition of Control will be the only version that will get a free next-gen upgrade, while the standard version simply being played via backwards compatibility. Disappointed by this, or are you happy to wait? Let us know via our email. Questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Are you still suffering from
No, it was
lockdown eye?
like the screen. I don't know, like cut in half. Didn't really. That sentence was like in half. I thought it said that, but I wasn't sure.
Have you played Control, or are you waiting for this next-gen edition?
No, I'm not gonna play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of you, but
really, I mean, maybe it looks interesting. Maybe at some point. I'm not gonna say no, but I haven't played it yet.
you don't need to rush, as we'll find out in the feature. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, some sad news. Go grab your Sonic hats, pull them down in respect. Sega feeling blue. Following this week's news that Sega Sammy is set to sell the majority of its shares in Sega Entertainment, the company has now announced that it's asking 650 employees to voluntarily retire and will slash salaries of top executives. The company, formed by a merger of both Sega and Sammy in 2004, has revealed its plans in a newly published notice of forecast document. As spotted by Kotaku, filthy Kotaku, the notice reads, in light of the situation that many of our group's businesses are significantly affected by COVID-19, we've established a structural reform committee to reform our organization structure to adapt the external environment. One thing I would say is they probably could have saved the money on forming the structural reform committee and kept 600 employees employed, but what do I know? In order to recover earnings at an early stage and achieve sustainable growth in the future, we consider that it's necessary to promote the cost reduction centered on fixed expenses and build an even more efficient system. Decided to call for voluntary retirement of employees. This call for voluntary retirement has been issued to a total of 650 full-time and contracted employees, asking for a retirement date of 28th February 2021. Those who take the option will receive a payment of extraordinary retirement allowances and re-employment support. It's not just the employees who've been affected. The document goes on to say that the company's representative director's monthly salary will be cut by 30%, with the senior executive vice president and senior vice president also getting 20% and 10% monthly cuts, respectively. These changes will be in effect from November 2020 to March 2021. Speaking about its future, Sega Sammy says, we expect to record approximately 10 billion yen as extraordinary losses, structural reform expenses in fiscal year ending March 2021. Sega falling further and further and further from the tree. Does this add fuel? Dave, will
This
you
guy's
just
crazy.
Adding fuel to the fire, maybe of them getting bought by Microsoft?
I mean, I don't know why Microsoft would buy them for.
Yakuza?
No.
Empire Total War?
I can see Nintendo doing that for sure.
Can
That'd
you
be
imagine
perfect.
Yakuza on Switch?
Yeah, why not?
I don't want to imagine that.
I think it'll be a great purchase for Nintendo. And they can bring some new life.
Well, if they sack off their arcade division like they're planning on doing, that makes them just a software house. Maybe that makes them infinitely more purchasable.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it goes hand in hand. Well, anyway, Bobby.
No, we got bonus news.
Oh, by the way, we've had it mandated. It's been an extraordinary onslaught. If we've got any new listeners in the feature, the way they're announced now.
Yeah, somebody DM me and asked me what voice recording did we use for that. I'm like, that wasn't a voice recording, my friend. That was me.
Why don't you try saying bonus news with that voice?
Bonus news.
Perfect. What is this?
We got
Bonus
a
news. I can't
massive
even do it.
bonus. Really got to get in there, you know?
Yeah.
We got to dive down deep. We got a massive feeling.
I
After
never...
down deep, buddy. After what feels like an eternity of writing about the supposed Mass Effect trilogy remaster, it finally has been made official. BioWare has announced that Mass Effect Legendary Edition will launch in spring 2021 for PS4. It'll include, or that's PS4?
Yeah.
Okay. It will include all three Mass Effect games from the original trilogy, complete with all of their single-player DLC packs. The remasters will boost 4K resolution support, overhauled assets, enhanced visual effects, and better frame rates. BioWare says that it's also targeting specific improvements for PS5 through backwards compatibility. We will get more information next year.
And you thought I'd made a boo-boo, but no, you just had to execute some of that famous American patience.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought maybe, like, why bother?
You were halfway up the beach, and I'm like, just wait.
I
Because
felt like,
they've got to reload at some point in time, Bobby, and then we'll walk up. Okay?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
be safe. We'll be safe. What do you feel about that? Are you a Mass Effect fan?
I never played them, but it's good news for people who have. Also, I would have just waited and do a full next gen.
I can't imagine unless they're going to absolutely from the ground up rebuild it, whether it'd be worth it. I think it'll be fine.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some remasters are great. Some are eh. It depends on who does it, I guess. But
I don't know as this will be a remaster. I feel like this is going to be just a resolution boost.
yeah, I think it would be too.
Well, seeing as you've never played those before, you maybe ought to get excited, Bobby, because there's a big stack of games for your friend that you never played before you can get stuck right into. Last week you promised you were going to go off and play a game, the BioShock collection, and all you've done, you sniveling rat, is play those online games.
Yeah, because I don't want to commit, man.
Say sorry to Odders now.
No, I do apologize. I'm
Lord
sorry for lying.
Odders.
Bro, I lied to you. I lied to the fans. I lied to Otters. And I lied to myself.
I don't know which is the worst transgression.
I knew when I said it, I was lying.
Oh my God.
I knew it in my heart.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Never do that never do that again in what you're hoping to play.
Promise.
I'll have your guts for garters.
I will, I promise.
I'll attach one of your eyebrows to the back of Dave's cab. I'll attach the other one of your eyebrows to the sidewalk, and I'll tell Dave to take a fastest trip as he can to JFK and back. All right. Well, with that controversy out of the way, I've threatened to rip off both of your beautiful eyebrows. Question.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything? And goodness knows, Bobby, we probably missed the biggest pile of news you've ever seen in your life. How would the collected masses get in touch and say, George, you're third rate at best. You're holding Bobby back from being a podcast celebrity. Cut the apron strings, let him fly and soar like the beautiful, beautiful golden eagle he is. How would they get in touch and let me know that that's what I ought to do?
You can contact us at our Instagram page or Twitter. But if you really want, we would prefer an email at questions@unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com.
Unofficial Cabbage Patch Controller Podcast.com. Is that what you were going to say?
I don't know why I always make a mistake. It's just unbelievable.
Don't you worry about it. Where else could they go if they wanted to join in the conversation and meet what's now such celebrities as Adam the Artist, Retro Gamer Thomas? They could even speak to Bob a Lob and ask him whether it's Leviosa or Leviosa. How would they do that? Where would they go?
You can contact the Discord. You go to the Instagram page, hit the Linktree button, and join the Discord.
It's not even difficult, is it?
No,
even Dave's saying he's on the Discord.
Yeah. You know what's funny? People want to know why I have a link to your podcast on my link tree. And those people probably don't know that I assist you in this podcast.
No, you don't just assist me. Don't put yourself down like that, you sniveling rat of a human being. You are the host of New York's biggest podcast, Bobby's World Podcast, and you deign to
Listen,
come on
look
the
what you
third
created.
worst podcast on planet Earth. And
I'm pretty
me.
sure that's the other one I do. But look what you created. I'm just sitting in the chair, bro. It's your world, man. I'm happy to be a part of this.
Why did you kick the mic? Look how angry you are. You're like, I can't believe I'm saying this trash. I'm going to smash the place up. I got so excited,
I kicked my mic.
The wage makes me smash the place up. Well, before Bobby, in front of my very eyes, expresses such rage, it's uncontrollable rage. Let's focus that in. Let's drive that aggression to a almost razor-like point and direct you into the feature. Games you want to finish before next gen. It's less than a week away, and let's face it, at this point, if he ain't started BioShock Collection, he ain't gonna bother. But we'll be giving a hands-on impression of next week's episode. We're going to give you a hands-on impression of next gen. Yes, it's that close. But what games are burning a hole in that space in your mind? Is it that you want to finish a series before the latest next-gen experience arrives? Is it that it's already an old game and you want to put it to bed? Or have you been playing it the whole gen and now just want to see it gone? Either way, now's the perfect time to wipe the slate clean and start building that dirty backlog of games all over again. As always, we ask you guys which games you need forgiveness for and which ones you proudly standing atop like a gladiator roaring over an eviscerated corpse. But before we do, Bobby, what's up, Fred? Is it the mind image of an eviscerated corpse?
Yeah, I just got that whole image in my mind.
That's what I do. I create mind pictures for people.
You do, bro. And that's the truth.
You with a shoulder pauldron on, your chest heaving after the sweat and throng of battle, your foot down on the eviscerated corpse, your gladii sword piercing the fog that's been created through the heat on the blood and sweat and sinew. That's what it is. Anyway, before we do that, Bobby, step forward, brother. It's time for Pope Georgie here to give you forgiveness. How many Hail Marys do you need? What games? Well,
I never did a Hail Mary.
I'm guessing here you need forgiveness for the BioShock collection.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
Done.
And
that's forgiveness for that.
Thank you.
What is there anything?
Also,
are you gonna? Whoa, what?
The movie you told me to watch?
The Unofficial Controller podcast movie?
No.
Oh.
The movie.
Dead Calm.
I think yeah, that's it. 100%. I'm sorry. I do have it written down though. I just have to watch it.
Oh, question.
Mm-hmm.
Got a flash up on the phone the other day. It said Big Rick private mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I answered it.
Oh, okay.
It was Tom.
Mm-hmm.
If he keeps up the good behavior, now let's face it, since he's become Big Rick's wife, he's become a model prisoner. If he keeps up the good behavior, they're saying to him he might be let out on tag for 3 hours.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Now, do we drag that felon down and commit him to one of our gorgeous, overblown seasonal specials?
100%.
We want to drag him down here?
Yeah, we can call it the Jailhouse Edition episode and ask him all these questions.
I see it more as though we're going to be able to pull off A Christmas Carol.
That'd be awesome, dude.
Okay. If I get maybe 2 words in an email from someone other than mine and Tom's mum, okay, I'll consider it. If not, I'm going to call New York Penitentiary myself and tell him there's no one here to take custody of him while he's on tag. So he's going to have to stay in.
Super dope.
Other than, I don't know why Tom's not allowed his own mobile, but Big Rick let him use his, thankfully.
Yeah. Well, he probably gives his little, I forgot what they call it, commissary money for other things than a cell phone.
Oh,
you know?
God.
Yeah, you got to survive. You know? I mean, what's worth it? Like a peanut butter and jelly or a cell phone minutes?
And let's face it, you know, Mrs. Big Rick, as Tom's now known, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's now a model prisoner.
Yeah, he's not going to try to mess that up for himself. So.
Why would he?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you want to?
You wouldn't. Any other games that you feel... Let's reword this. Is there anything that you feel you want to replay before diving into next gen? Is like, do you want to revisit any of the Assassin's Creed games or not?
No. Because whatever I didn't catch up on PS4, I could just do on the PS5. But the only thing I would like to finish, even if it's just this year, like Castlevania 2 on PS3. So I beat the whole game, but I couldn't do any of the challenges because my controller was broken. So randomly, it says one of the challenges you can't use magic, but my top R1 button would just hit it, and I failed the challenge. So I tried taping it down. That didn't work. I only have one PS3 controller. I don't know where the other two are. I looked everywhere in my house, gone.
You know you can use a DualShock 4 on the PS3, don't you?
What?
Is that Jesus that stands before me? No, Bobby, it's me. You can use a DualShock 4 on the PS3. The only thing you don't get is the rumble feature.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to return that controller I just bought because I bought a PS3 controller. I bought two.
Oh, that's fine. Keep it.
I mean, I have 5 PS4 controllers. I didn't need to buy 2 PS3 controllers. I could have just used those had I known.
Something tells me Albuccios is paying you significantly more than me to be on this show.
I got them on eBay for like $15. One of them is it was black, but it looks almost like a gray white mix because I guess all the paint came off. I guess this kid had under a fire. Works great. Looking controller, but
works great.
Listen, I just need it for that one game, so now I know that I could do PS4 controller. Okay, well I didn't know that. So basically, I bought a controller just to do that game and finish it. And I obviously put it on the back burner because I'm playing everything else. And I'm looking at my collection. I put some stuff away in the boxes, and I'm like, oh man, I have to finish this game. Never finished it. That's my only.
What's it called? That Castlevania? You call
it Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2.
Ah, yes.
The first one was great. I really liked it. Second one, I could see. Okay, maybe that's why that was the last one, but I would love to see that reboot.
I reckon I've got that tucked away somewhere. You know.
Yeah, it's good. I like the artwork in there. The story was cool.
Again, one of those games that was £1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you want forgiveness for? Is that all you're looking at finishing this gen? You've not got long. You've got, well, basically, once this show's finished, we're going to get all slippy sloppy on PS5.
Yeah. So there's not much really that I did go to Tsushima. That's done. That was probably the last. I mean, I don't think I could do Last of Us 2. I probably didn't have time for that. But I could definitely play that on PS5. So.
Yeah, well, I reckon there's some games that are going to benefit from that. We already know that the Xbox backwards compatibility. Someone give me my teeth because I think Dave's halfway to trestles with them. So we know that the Xbox Series X and S backwards compatibility is wunderbar. That's for the German listeners. It's wunderbar. That's a wunderbar. But we were most surprised this week to find out Digital Foundry had some complimentary things to say about what everyone thought would be the half-baked backwards compatibility of the PS5 transpires it's actually half decent. So maybe we don't need to rush these games through. There's some games that I've got burbling on the PS3 that by the time the PS5 and Xbox Series X comes out, I'm probably going to be like, God, am I still playing this trash? But,
Yeah.
as newer consoles come out, I decide I want to play older consoles. You're going to talk to me next week, Bob. You're like, what have you been playing? Jumping Flash on the PS1? Oh, right. Okay. You're a very strange human being, George. Yeah. You not want to play Valhalla? No, not interested in that. Not at all. No, not at all. But you got your compliment. I don't want a complimentary copy of that. I want to play a scratched, half-baked platforming game from 1995. That's what I want to play.
Would you
It's just-
consider the PS1 retro console?
Almost, especially now, most definitely so.
100,
Hey,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I definitely.
if it
agree.
gets a mini,
yeah,
it's retro.
I like that. I didn't even think about that. I want to use that from now on. I like it.
That does mean, though, that the Master System, it's not retro to add a mini.
I
Don't
mean, yeah.
overthink it. Don't
Yeah, yeah.
overthink it.
I do that a lot.
What games do I want forgiveness for? I might need forgiveness from you, Deacon Bobby, Archdeacon Bobby. I might need forgiveness for not restarting GTA 4 and playing all the way through again so I can finish this section and finish the game. It's the penultimate mission. Can you believe that? It crashes now. Dirty son of a gun.
See, if I was in your shoes, considering you already beat it, I'd be heartbroken if I put that on and it crashed. That would really hurt me.
I don't know if you noticed, but since the turn of this year, I've started a game, finished a game. I'm not a platinum guy, but I'll see it through, and I'll do as much of the side quests as I do before I get bored. And I think really, as long as this show's been running, every game that I've put in, I've killed.
Bro, you're a finisher.
I'm a finisher.
You're a finisher, bro.
Finish him.
That's it.
And games were quaking in their boots, like Death Stranding. Oh my God, here he comes. Final Fantasy 15. Bring it here. I'll take it to the... Dave, will you chill, man? Trestles is going to happen. We've got to go Trestles after this. Send him a text. Tell him Trestles will happen.
Yeah, let me text him because he needs to stop.
Right. I took Final Fantasy 15 to the top of Mount Selaya and I snapped its spine like a twig. Off the back of that, I thought, hey, these Final Fantasy 13s, they're nothing to me. I drag out one of the most god-awful renditions of Final Fantasy 13. It's massive. It's bloated. It's an absolute pain in the backside. And I dragged its bloody corpse back up the top of the mountain, snapped its spine. And then I put in the relatively friendly, the relatively easy Grand Theft Auto 4. And I didn't give it the respect it deserved. I didn't factor in the fact it might crash on me. And it dragged my sweaty corpse up the top of Mount Slayer, snapped my spine, and then flossed with it. I might be able to fix it if I need to go on a date with Kate, but honestly, mate, I can't bring myself to. I just can't bring myself to.
Yeah, I can see it, bro. I can see why.
And therefore, I'm a little bit I'm almost like a boxer that was like never lost a fight, and then he met his nemesis, and even though the nemesis cheated, I'm now scared to get back in the ring. With anything, I'm like, oh, damn now. What if it breaks me again? What if I can't ever finish a game again? What if I'm not worthy? What if I'm nothing? What if I'm weak? I'm small. I'm George. What if I am that guy? I don't want you to meet. I don't want you to look. I want you to still look at me with the way that you do. I want you to hold me up on a silver platter and be like,
bro, I would look at you like that forever, bro.
Okay, all right. Well,
you're up there, bro.
Archdeacon Bobby, I need a couple of Hail Marys from you, and we can move on.
Yeah, dude. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all that. It's good.
Okay. I've also started as well, though. I've also started XCOM. Now, I haven't looked on how long to beat, but something tells me the Commander's Edition. That might take me a shoot.
It's pretty long, dude.
If that's 60 hours, dude, what am I going to do? I want to play Valhalla.
Yeah.
Is that out of the stack that we've got? Is that what you're most excited about trying out first?
Yeah, that or Demon Souls. One of them. But Vikings always get to me.
Okay. Yeah. I think Demon Souls is probably one of those games. But the thing is, like, I'm gonna mither you because Demon Souls. The thing is, it's a remake. Is it? Dave, for God's sake, is it next gen? I don't know.
No, it looks amazing.
Oh, like I say at the top of the show,
I
we had
watched
that state
I
of
watched
play.
a 15-minute gameplay on it my uncle's house yesterday, and he has a 4K TV. It was a 4K trailer, and that looked unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, people look at the sword. I'm not looking at the sword. I'm looking at the freaking grass, the puddles. I mean, it
Just
looks
the
amazing, dude.
random assortments of like rubble and stuff looked
Just
great,
great.
didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking of rubble that looks great, let me tell you about Roast Space Monk. Now, every week we put this stuff together and we ask you guys to message in, and you did so. And this week was on the theme of games you want to finish before next gen. And as I said, talking of beautiful looking rubble, here's Roast Space Monk. He says, there's only one game determined to get finished from last gen, and it's the one George kept recommending to me, and that's Death Stranding. As a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, I was desperate to play this, but when I first played it, I absolutely hated it. It went on the shelf, gathering dust, until I'd made the decision to force my way through it. I found it extremely boring, but continued anyway. I then reached Chapter 3, and a whole load of new game features were introduced, and I'm so glad I continued. What a great game once you get past that initial grind. Glad you continue to encourage me to play it, George. I wouldn't say encourage is the right word. I'd have said got you in a headlock and nuggied you until you broke.
Yeah, you put him in the Boston Crab for sure.
I didn't just put him in a Boston Crab.
For the figure for a leg lock, but
I slapped him in a figure of four leg lock. Damn it, roast beef. Say you've had enough. Ask him, referee. Has he had enough? Yes or no? He's tapping, George. Let him go. Break it down. No, get security down here. Let him free. I'm not letting him go until he gets past Chapter 3. Have you played Death Stranding?
No.
Lay down on the floor so I can slap you in a figure of four leg lock, you sniveling rat of a man. I think you're a glutton for punishment. I think you'd like that.
Dude, I tried it. My friend got it, went to his house and tried it. I tried it on SharePlay when he was a little bit more in the story, right? But I have no idea where he was in the story. But he was somewhere a little bit more in the story where it gets more advanced.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
And I SharePlayed it, and I tried it, and I liked it less.
But you didn't try it on your profile in case it defiled your platinum list.
No, I wouldn't care. No, I don't care about that. I had no interest in getting it from the get-go.
Okay.
So when I have no interest in it, I'm not going to.
I'm backing up. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
You need to try it.
I don't know. We'll see.
I just say. Yeah,
but if I try it, it's way in the backlog.
Listen, I'm quite happy about the people that have messaged in this week. I don't think. Oh, there's like 3 or 4 new listeners. Mm-hmm. This next person, we haven't heard from in a while.
Yeah, he was like an OG.
Yeah, one of the OGs.
Damn.
Do you want to...
Red Diesel.
Is Red Diesel out there? Dave's been making too much noise.
There he goes. Because it's 74 degrees outside.
What's wrong with these guys?
So my whole neighborhood is out of control right now.
Well, you say mine? It's our neighborhood.
Our neighborhood, yeah. It's wild. Anyway, you'll see how much it's going to be so busy when I go outside.
Tell me, what we're going to get when we finally relent and go down there? What we're going to get from Trestles today?
I'm going to get the truffle butter wings, and just some sweet potato fries, and I'm going to do Arnold Palmer, and Astoria Palmer. Blah, blah, blah.
Is it legal to drink and drive in America? Because I'm guessing by the way that Dave stumbled out, I mean, he crawled out to his taxi last time, and he drove us home. I assume it was fine.
100% illegal.
Oh, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought maybe that your sort of laws dated back to the Wild West.
No, I mean, we still have some of those for sure.
So Dave drove us back illegally.
Yeah, that's points off your license, and depending on how the speed limit, you could just go to jail for 10 years.
Maybe I'm not going to allow Dave to drink anything this time.
He can drink, but he can just walk. We have to convince him, so he needs to walk. He put on some pounds.
Yeah,
I mean, he had truffle butter cheese fries every single day. He needs to
every time.
he needs to go for a walk.
Put some words in Mr. Mystery's mouth, will you? God damn it!
They got desperately going through Spider-Man right now. Just finished Rhino and Scorpion.
Oh,
Then which it's good green. Then on to Control, and probably God of War, as I missed all of these due to the glory that is Game Pass. If I'm brave, I may even attempt Last of Us 1 and 2.
let's see, hell.
Good luck, dude. Still so many great games to come on the PS4. Don't really need to rush into PS5, which is true.
Well,
very true.
Up next, the most handsome saxophone player you'll ever meet, Carlos Saxas. God of War, put off playing it for so long now and I only have 4 days to complete it. I think I'm nearly there, but I doubt it. Laughing till he cries emoji. Up next,
Mr. Plastic Wrap himself.
Mr. Yeah, well, he's officially changed his name on default. Some might know him as Elliot. We know him as Plastic Wrapped Couch.
Yep.
What's he say?
The Last of Us 2. Maybe get Uncharted done at some point.
And that leads us perfectly.
Perfectly, bro. And he sounds just like this. I had the honor of playing with him.
All joking aside, he sounds like this.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Bada bing, so retro gaming. The game I want to try and complete is Catherine. I blame George for going on about it in the podcast. And also have Horizon Chess Turbo, fun little racing game. But if you haven't played it, guys, give it a go. And to conclude, hopefully with the help of the chronicles of the game, I will finish Zombie Army Triolology. He spelled it wrong, but it played perfectly into the way I speak. Triolology.
Oh my God.
If anybody wants to check the Instagram, I did spell it Triology. That is what I said. That's how I speak. I write how I speak. You know, Bobby, that's what I do.
That's what he said, that's how he speaks.
Triology.
He was like... He's like, Bobby, the zombies are coming down the staircase. And I was like, which one, dude? There's two. He's like, to the left. Great aim. I mean, headshot king for sure.
When you're fighting a regard action, Bobby, that is a very good thing to have. It's the aim.
Yeah, perfect. I would do an Irish accent, but it's been so long, I'd rather not. But up next, we got C. Pliskin. He wrote, none so far. I'm still saving up for my PS5 whenever that happens. But I would like to get Miles Morales soon, my PS4, if I'll be waiting a while. Very interesting, my schedule backlog, I'm sure. Catalog, I'm sure.
Okay. Up next, another fine gentleman we haven't heard of in a short little while. Ectological. Trying to finish a vendor... I'll have my teeth back, Dave. Trying to finish Avengers, Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, and Visage.
Up next, we got the legend. That is RGT.
Are you tempted by Avengers? Because the other day I had a bit of cash burn all in my back pocket, and I was like, Avengers, 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 and I didn't buy it.
No.
And then I regretted it. I was like, that could have been good.
No, I have no interest in the Avengers, I'm a superhero fan. I'm waiting for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Miles Morales. I have no interest in the Avengers.
It's a shame because apparently it's performed very disappointingly.
Yeah, the new update supposedly made it better, but I don't know. It just, like I said, it just had I wasn't drawn from it from the beginning. So it might take a huge sale, maybe to try it. But that's it for that. So RGT writes, I've got a few I want to get done. Probably Last of Us 2, The Order 1886, Astrobot, the couple of trophies left on Ratchet and Clank to Platinum. Although I'm wondering whether just to play them on the PS5 anyway, backwards compatibility, and to get back into Farming Simulator 19 with George and make on the case contractor the best in Lincolnshire. I probably got more than I had to finish if I actually look through my collection. I'm a nightmare for not finishing games.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think we've all been there.
But can you really finish Farming Simulator? Is a farmer ever done with his job?
The answer to that is no, but don't tell him, because I've lured him into a vicious agricultural trap, Bobby, and I will not let him go.
I like it.
I will not let him go. I'm sat there digitally in a field every day eating my sandwiches, waiting for him to turn up, just waiting. Waiting for his avatar to appear in the field.
It's a hard life, dude.
It's a hard knock life.
I respect the farmers, man.
Up next, Leviosa says, knowing that the games I'm currently enjoying and the games in my partner's shame will work on the Series S and X means I'm in no rush to finish them. And knowing that the games that are released over the next couple of years will play on my current hardware means I'm in no rush to upgrade either. Leviosa, he's in no rush to do anything. Next gen, he can wait. He's the bull talking to the young bull. We're the young bulls. We've run down. We're like, oh, yeah. And the old bull's like, why run down and have the energy for one when you can walk down and have the energy for them all?
Up next, we got Mr. C.
Birmingham's finest.
RD. Oh, my God. RDR2. You know, I never actually read it like that. I wrote it like that. That was odd for me.
What is RDR2?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Is it called Red Dead Redemption 2 or is it just called Red Dead Redemption?
That's the first game.
So what's the second one?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Should have called it something else. The first one's Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Retribution. They could have called it that.
They could have called it anything. Red Dead something. But that's what they did. He wrote, I stopped on the first playthrough when Arthur's cough started getting bad, and he with a crying emoji.
It's the first emoji you've read. You're on your first warning.
But that's what you're supposed to do.
I know, but you've not read any of the others out.
There's no other emojis.
Look after Lincolnshire in Retro Gamer Thomas's.
That's what I wrote. I said laughing and crying.
Say sorry now.
So play it back.
Right now, Bobo was like, rewind, Toxis, rewind. I was nearly dozing off. What's happening? Rewind now. Find out whether he read the emoji, yes or no. That's how we get audience.
We know what we should do? We should do a poll.
Yes.
Do a poll. Hilarious.
What, like a dance?
No, like a poll, like on Instagram.
Oh, yes. Did Bobby read it?
Can't go to no polls. They're closed.
There's no polls.
There's no polls.
Last time I went down the bodega, I met a couple of game girls. Okay, they seemed to be all over me like a rash.
Yeah,
you know? and they said that they would come back. You need to send Eva to the shop. They would come back and they would do anything we wanted for $20. So I was thinking, we're getting around here, ready for next gen. I'll get them to Hoover, dust.
Yeah.
All right. Pack away the PS4. Pack away all the other old consoles. Get the new set system set up. They could plug in the leads, do all that sort of stuff for us, get the controllers charged. Yeah. Then we could give them the money and they could leave.
Can we get foot massages too? I haven't had one in like 5 years.
It's because you're married.
Yeah, it's true. What I do is I just rub my feet on the leg of the chair.
You've got a chair made out of Lego?
No, rub my leg on the leg of the chair. Where the feet, where the wheels go.
I thought you'd made like a Lego throne.
Wish I could actually, but weight bearing and all. I don't know if it's possible. Probably got to frame it first.
I can feel Red Diesel's exhaust resonating through my rib cage. It's always making me feel like
because he's just not moving. He's just sitting there. He's just revving it like an idiot. And that's him going backwards. He's not even going forward. Wait till that bad boy takes off.
Listen, up next, it's the Nosferatu of gaming. It's Harvey Retro. What's he got to say for himself?
I won't be getting a PS5 at launch, probably sometime next year, so I still have plenty of time. I'm currently playing the Ancient Gods Part 1 expansion to Doom Eternal, and it's definitely the hardest game I've played on a long time. And by that, I mean it's on default difficulty compared to others. It's addictive, makes you feel like it was your mistake when you die, it's not the game's fault. It makes you hate yourself, and yet you love it. It's a weird abusive relationship. Squinty eye cry, squinty eye laugh, squinty eyes laugh. Few others to mention. Never finished Arkham Knight. Would like to replay The Last of Us 2 on the harder difficulty. And I would like to platinum Alien Isolation. I'm not a million miles away from that.
Fair play, old boy, fair play. I wonder over Halloween, I wonder how many trick-or-treaters he's sort of feasted on the necks of. I suppose he's probably a little bit blood-starved Because there's been no trick-or-treating because of the COVID malarkey.
Yeah.
I tell you someone whose neck I'd like him to feast on. Red Diesel.
He needs to stop.
What is with this guy?
We have a little speed bump in front of my house. He likes to rev up and down that speed bump.
Well, this brings us eloquently into the the Welsh Vin Diesel, Bryn Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't rev his car. Bryn Diesel TBI says, I'm giving myself a 6-month window to wait for next gen as I've just bought a PS4. I'm Xbox since 360 launch day. He's caved, though. He bought a PS4 and he's got to play Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, The Last of Us Part 2, God of War, and Days Gone. I've just been furloughed for a month, so that gives me... I wish I'd been furloughed for. I know I'm a podcaster and I get to live the dream every single day, but this show doesn't run itself. He's promoting, you need your foot massage. You see, it hurt my feelings when you're like, I haven't had a massage in years. And I'm like, what do I give for your feet every day? I get up like your slave. You make me call you sire, and I have to rub very, very rare oil expressed from the sexual glands of a whelk into your feet. What would you call that if it wasn't a massage? Because I'm confused.
I mean, it's nice to get the oil in there. It makes the feet feel fresh, but I'm talking about big girl hands get in there, rub.
Okay. Here's a man with possibly the sexiest, and I mean sexiest, Instagram page on God's green earth. It's Ginger's Game Room doing a little naughty replay of Ghost of Tsushima. I also need to finish Mafia. The only problem is... You made us laugh last time.
It did.
The only problem is I haven't bought it yet. Laughing till I cry emoji.
This guy's up there. Up there.
He's putting himself in pole position for comment of the month. I tell 100%. You what. I even noticed that the boys on the Discord, I think maybe Leviosa made reference to the fact that he's like, just play with the light on, goddammit.
That was awesome.
This next person is here for the sound effect that only you can deliver.
He is a new listener.
Where'd you get that sound effect from?
Bobby's Sound Shop.
Bobby's Sound Repository.
Yeah, you can download it on the app. Chill Turtle 79. So clearly he's a retired turtle. He wrote Sunset Overdrive and Far Cry 1.
Fair play. I tell you what, one of my only things I wish I'd had the chance to play this gen would be Sunset Overdrive. The game, I don't know why, it fascinates me. I love the art style.
Yeah, apparently my friend just got it, played it, loved it, but he's an Xbox fan. They hardly did any promotions for it or anything. It was like, oh, it might not be so good. Let's keep it in the back. Because I don't remember hearing about this game. I saw one commercial and that was it.
I've watched a few not throughs, but a few games of it, bits of it played on YouTube. That's how fascinated by the game I've been. And
it looks wild, dude. It looks really fun.
I mean, you can see one thing I'd noticed about it, and one thing that I think you can sing in its praises. You can see the stepping stones that they took through Sunset Overdrive to get to Spider-Man on the PS4. And to me, Sunset Overdrive's absolutely fantastic. Although I do hear that they actually own the IP rather than Microsoft. That was one of the sort of precursors to them making it, was that they wanted to own that. So when Sony bought them in their entirety and made them a Sony Entertainment Studio, that means Sunset Overdrive came. And I was like, oh. Does that mean we may eventually get to play that game on the other console or not? Either which way, if I feel crazy one day, if you're listening, big MS, shoot a console up at us. And I shall play backwards compatible Sunset Overdrive on it.
Why not?
Someone else. He makes a very solid point, but one thing he's here for, Bobby, is his soundbite. What is he?
New listener.
Hassan 458 He says, now, here's a man with education. Here's a guy with more of his quota of intelligence. He says, you can just carry on the PS5.
Which is true.
Well, this is true. But then
Mhm.
we wouldn't right now be talking to you as we'd have no show.
Exactly.
Okay? So, now this next guy, he knows what tickles a little bit of my fancy. But his name, fascinatingly enough. But before we get to that, Bobby, he is a what? That was very predatory. That was
Thank you.
almost.
Thank you. I closed my eyes for that one.
New listener. Shoebill.man. Okay? He doesn't mess about with underscores like you.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't even bother with a space.
A little
You just-
dot's all you need.
Shoebill.man. Okay? Maybe it's his web address. Maybe it's his dark web address. And he says, Yakuza games, all of them, like halfway through Kiwami 1. I don't know why I broke into that voice, but I feel that's what he sounds like. So he's only halfway through Kiwami 1, and let me tell you, beating all the Yakuza games ain't no walk in the park, sunshine. That's not just a Sunday afternoon stroll. That's a marathon. I have to take extended palate cleansers between each installment. Now, last time I didn't, left me broken on the reef of Yakuza 5. Playing his stepdaughter going through Pop Idol. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to have to check out of these games for a while because, this
They're
is
wild,
a bit
bro.
much. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not even, I think the more time I spend here in New York, the more Americanized I'm getting.
Yeah. You can hear some of your words.
Do you
Some of
think?
your slang is changing for sure.
Oh, wow. I'm an Englishman in New York. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Anyway, I've always wanted to be that. I always, every time I heard that song,
That was you
I wanted that to be me. Yeah.
walking down 42nd Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
I don't take coffee, I drink tea, my dear. I lock my toast on one side. Beautiful. Not my singing. I mean, that sounds like a small puppy being desecrated in an arboricultural shredder. But yeah, hopefully Zootamax leave that in.
I think they will.
I hope so.
Yeah, they're not gonna take that out. Over on Twitter.
Yeah. What's happening there, friend?
We got Johnny.
We need
Vita.
a sound effect for him. They seek him here. I'm singing again. Zootamax leave
We
this
got
in.
him.
They
Johnny.
seek him there. He's a dedicated follower of the podcast.
Now, it could be read Johnny Vital Island.
Johnny Vital's land.
Okay. Or Johnny Vital's land, but I'm like Vital Vita Island. Johnny Vita Island.
No, he's Vital's land. He's Vital's land. He's got to
Okay.
be.
It's got to be. Okay, but I read it.
Or you might know him as Johnny YTV. I can't. None of his words make any sense to me.
No.
John, New York. Where's John from? I always assumed he was from the UK. Maybe he's not. What's that island in New York Bay that you can sometimes see when you're out walking, where that guy who used to own the big ammunitions company, he stored a load of ammunition under his house and it exploded? Are you aware enough of your own history of New York to hear about that guy?
Probably not.
Unbelievable.
What, Roosevelt Island?
Could be. Like, you're not
Rikers
allowed
Island?
on there. You're not allowed on there.
You're not allowed on there?
Yeah, you can only go if you go as part of a tour. And there's like a wrecked mansion that was actually exploded by...
Could be Governor's Island?
I need to check and I'll come back to you. But yeah, there is an island out there that's got a half-wrecked mansion on it. And that's half-wrecked because he was going through some hard times and had to store the ammunition that he would normally have in a different place under his house. And I think a lone firework or something set it off and the whole place exploded.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
We have Hearts Island. You ever heard of Hearts Island?
No.
Basically, if you die
Mm-hmm.
and no
I
one,
have heard of this.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
like the
one,
Paupers Island. Great.
yeah, no one claims you, you get buried there. And there's a website, and they kind of describe you and whatever. And if someone can just, find you or use your description, you can lay claim to them. You can get buried somewhere else.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
There's also that island with the treasure on as well, isn't there, off New York?
Treasure Island.
I don't know what it's called, but it's got loads of holes all over it where people have dug looking for this treasure. Some famous guy said he'd buried money there. You need to do some research. I've only been here, 2.5 months, 2 months?
But that's how it always is, though, right? Like, you go to visit someplace and you're all into the history about it and you're so happy. And then you come to, you live where you live and you're like, oh, yeah, it's just there. Like Statue of Liberty. Oh, I've seen it a million times. Like, whatever. It's just there. Empire State Building. I did it once. Now I'm doing it again. Just a view. Done. See ya.
I'm done here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I still haven't been to Staten Island. Have no desire to go. Could care less about Staten Island.
Well, thanks to Corona, I haven't been there, but on a previous visit, I have been there.
Wow. You did more than I did, and that's amazing.
Mm.
Good for you, bro.
Did Liberty, Staten Island. Did all that. Did the Empire State.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
The old New York Yankees Stadium.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Anyway, before we start sobbing about what could and should have been, Johnny Vital's land. What did he say?
Dare I say Resident Evil 2?
You dare, sir. And I believe you just did.
I think he could definitely do that. For sure.
He could get that done, couldn't he? It depends when he's getting his PS5, his Xbox, or whatever. If he's getting it in 6 months' time, you got all.
Yeah, you get all day.
The time. Why am I singing today?
You're just in a good mood. You're ready for those wings, bro.
I want to eat. I'm ready for Dave to take me to that Jonathan Palmer. We've got Bobby's Sound Repository. Wheel out the name, the noise one more time. It's not loud enough. Do it louder.
Okay. New listener.
Perfect.
Thank you.
That's what people paid the money for.
You got Gaming Under the Influence, which is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's Green Dragon CBR. He just writes Death Stranding with an exclamation point.
And that, I believe, sir, as far as gaming forgiveness. So let me just cast my net far and wide, everyone that's messaged in. I wish you luck in your campaign, your crusade to finish these games before next gen starts. Some of you, I have to admit, have set their stall out quite considerably. There was a list of some of the people listed off some big 60-hour game after 60-hour game after 60-hour game. But hey, do you know what? I wish you the best. Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Dude.
But you certainly set your stall out.
It's 2020. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Right now, if aliens came down, I'd be like, yeah, that was expected. Any other year, it'd be like, oh my God, run for the hills. What the hell are we going to do? But now, it'd be like, yeah, it's expected. They want to park on the drive. That's fine. Let them in. Talking of aliens parking on the drive, some say when they've had a visit and taken a VHS out his boot, they've also been visited by aliens that same night and had an anal probe. Right? All I know is he's ripping down Fifth and Main like a man possessed. He's obviously been incensed by the loud exhaust noises from the mighty Red Diesel and the ever-eager Dave, the taxi driver. It's time for a peek in what we affectionately call Stingrays boot, what's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy copy of Battlefriend All this week. These are the new release highlights for the week November 2nd to November 8th, 2020. Listeners, these are out in digital or physical or will be by the time this podcast is in your feed. But they could be. Oh, yes, they could be. If you're living in Outer Mongolia and you're listening to this show, I've got some bad news for you, friend. Some of these titles could be region dependent. Have you picked out your mumsy for the week?
Yeah, I guess.
I had a mumsy. Which one was it? Stingray doesn't like us hanging around here, does he? He's like, guys, do you know what? You might have nothing better to do. I've got something better to do right now. Okay, no problems. Let me pick. Ah, yes.
I got mine.
No, which one was it? Yes, it's this one. It's this one. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 one out the boot. I'll go first, as is. I don't know if we've got any rules here, but as is normal. We'll go with the Wizard. Every week, I have to check my medication to make sure I'm not ODing because some of the stuff that comes out of this boot is unbelievable. But the Wizard and the Slug on PC, November 2nd. Jump, dash, shoot your way through this story-rich action 2D platformer. Together with your magical wizard companion, play as the world's cutest, fastest, and most agile slug as you explore a world of charm, humor, and endearing characters.
This reminds me, this could be like a possible relative to Earthworm Jim.
What, the Wizard and the Slug?
Yeah.
Third cousin twice removed.
100%.
What are you picking out there, friend? What you got here?
We got Bakugan. Champions of Vistoria, which is right next to Astoria. For the Switch, November 3rd. It's an action role-playing game with a story based on the hit TV show. Could have fooled me. The adventure takes players on an ultimate brawl as they befriend Bakugan, gear up and customize their teams for intense battles, and master their skills to become the champion of Vistoria. Battle solo or online. Have you ever heard of this TV show?
Bakugan. Yeah. Came out sort of out of Japan. They surfed the hype wave that was Pokemon and Digimon. Bakugan.
Oh, wow. Never heard of it.
I think when you get Bakugan, they're like these little balls and you throw them down because there's a real life version as well. And they pop open into different animals.
Oh, that's wild.
Like little transformer things.
Guess what I just found out this morning.
What?
So every day we ask Alexa for the question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And the question of the day was, what name got its name from Pokemon? And then she listed a bunch of titles. And then I got it right because it only made sense to me. Pocket Monster is Pokemon.
Yeah.
No idea, but I figured that had to be it. And I was right.
Pocket Monsters, yeah. That's what
wow. Wild.
Well, talking of wild, let me tell you one thing, friend. The best bus chassis you can buy in the world is an Iveco. And in Bus Driver Simulator PS4 and Xbox One, November the 3rd, in Bus Driver Simulator, you experience up close the exciting everyday life of a bus driver in a vast and freely drivable urban area. Get behind the wheel of 8 licensed city buses from the great brands of Mercedes-Benz. That's not very good. Cetra. That's not that great either. MAN. No, that ain't great either. Or the mighty Iveco. Transport your passengers safely and punctually to their destinations, either solo or in single-player mode, or with friends, real-time multiplayer mode. Listen, I can't knock anyone who plays Bus Driver Simulator because I play Farming Simulator. But if you pony up in any vehicle other than the Italian Stallion, bada bings to retro gaming will rip your heart out through your throat.
I wonder what the multiplayer is in this. Do you think it's like 2 buses? Or do you think maybe you could be like the annoying guy in the bus that keeps asking the question about buses?
I do believe, upon my research, one of you can be the ticket collector.
Oh, so this is not based in America?
No, it's a made-up world with real vehicles in it.
Were they English developers?
I don't know the answer to that.
We don't do tickets on our buses.
How do you pay? How do you?
MetroCard. You just pop it in. It goes doo-doo. and takes money out of your Metro card.
You have to get a Metro card first.
Or if you really want, you're from the Bronx, like what we used to do, just go to the back of the bus and don't pay for anything.
Boom. Okay. Well, ticket collectors make sure that little toe rags like you aren't getting free rides, friend. Steven Stingrays like, that's questionable. I know he can't speak, but he sucked so hard on that cigarette when you said that. I honestly thought he was going to set his hand on fire.
Yeah, it was he got a puff of that, boy.
What?
Up next, we got Faria on the PS4, November 3rd. With its unique living board, Faria is the only card game where you can gain all 300 cards in less than 50 hours.
There's a reason to play. I mean, put that as your motto. Jade Ascension, PS4, November 4th. Jade Ascension is a local cooperative adventure arcade game based on Chinese mythology. The players must coordinate themselves to overcome different rooms using common and unique skills from each character to defeat the creatures. This is my mummy coming up next. Breath Edge. Who says
You just read mine.
What, Jade's Ascension?
Yeah.
Oh, I am a scum-sucking pig.
No, you're not, dude.
No,
okay.
sir.
You read it so eloquently.
I bend down.
You must
man. Please read mine. Read mine.
Okay,
it's the least I can do. Please take mine. Take mine.
Breath Edge for PC, November 5th. Jump in a dark comedy space survival game set in the future of a monopolized space exploration. Armed with an immortal chicken, you are a survivor of a sudden space liner crash. Explore the wreckage, build stuff to survive, and let the chicken around.
That's right. Yeah, I checked this out. It's like No Man's Sky, but crazy. Honestly, it's fantastic.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hopefully that'll be getting a console port at some point in time. And don't let anyone tell you. On the note of chickens, bizarrely, out next out the boot, and anyone who says this show's thrown together is smoking crack. Okay? Chicken Police on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One, November 5th. A wild tale of love, death, chickens, and redemption. Chicken Police is a buddy cop noir adventure with carefully crafted world, a gritty story, and lots of absurd humor. The game mixes elements of classic adventure games with a visual novel style storytelling. And anyone dare say to me this show's thrown together in 5 minutes. This next title, Bobby, is a visual novel. Free. You see how it all links like a freaking tapestry.
I was wondering if in Chicken Police, if the pigeons are the mafia.
They could well be.
I've always imagined them as just a bunch of mafia dudes sitting around talking smack.
Well,
because this is going to be up next.
I wonder if people sit there thinking, how long has it taken to throw this crock of nonsense together? Let me tell you. Each word we say is so individually scripted, pre-thought, that
it's
we throw
carefully executed.
We make it. We deliver it in this way to make it feel informal, and casual.
It's rubbed in hot wax.
Love it, Bobby. So this visual novel that's up next, what's it called?
How Stories Die for PC, November 5th. Free visual novel.
Boom.
Or hit that button. Free visual novel.
I didn't even know we had a sound effect for that.
I just hit the button.
El Buccio.
Yeah.
No.
He gave me that button on the side.
No expense spared. You've been waiting damn near 8 weeks to press the free visual.
Yeah, that's all I could do. That's all the button says. So I had to wait. Eventually what happened, right? Here we are. He goes, time travel assassins and one magical gangster rapper. The Demon King threatens your kingdom, and it's up to you, the prince, to find a suitable hero to fight it. Not an easy task, as it will require you to shed a lot of blood and maybe even die. But at least you will save everyone, right? I can imagine that's what Roger Rabbit went to do after his story folded out and came to this game.
Yeah. Didn't work out with him and Jessica. So
I had a feeling it wouldn't. I had a feeling.
Yeah. What a woman. Up next, Cosmocrats on the PC, November 5th. Cosmocrats is the people's zero gravity, dark comedy, adventure game. Pilot your drone, make new friends, including Bill Nye. Hey, what the hell am I reading? Sometimes I
He
wake
passed
up.
away, right?
Did he? I don't know. I've no even idea whether he's alive or dead anymore.
Because that was the
That's
guy I met. Remember I was telling you the story in the hotel?
Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Construct space stations, drink vodka, build a mighty space fleet, earn potatoes, shape your own narrative. Humanity's fate depends on you, comrade.
And he's still alive.
Okay, that's good.
I tell you though, who passed away though?
Who?
Alex Trebek,
Who's that?
the Jeopardy announcer.
Oh,
The
that
Jeopardy
happened
host.
today.
Yeah.
Sad.
Just found out looking at my phone for the first time. Popped up in the news.
What's next?
Up next, we got Outbreak: The Nightmare Chronicles for the Switch, November 5th. Experience an immersive and horrifying episodic single-player survival horror nightmare. Trapped alone in a desolate manor, and they're going crazy outside, and haunted by monstrous foes. You will need to scrounge for supplies, manage your resources, solve puzzles, and battle the undead to survive.
I live my life for quite a second at a time, Bubba.
See, that sounded good.
Time.
But then I'm like episodic. I'm like, nah, I'd rather wait.
Nah,
The whole
that's
thing to be
like,
released.
you want to play a little bit of this?
Yeah,
Now you're going to have to wait.
yeah. I wait for it to be done.
Up next, now this nearly won my mummy, the game I wanted out the boot. It's called Real Politics 2 on PC. It's got a charming art style to it, almost like a 16-bit strategy game of old. It looks fantastical, as Bada Binks to Retro Gaming would say. It's a fantastical. November 5th, lead your people to glory and write a new chapter of history in Real Politics 2, a real-time grand strategy game where you lead when you lead any contemporary nation in an attempt to secure world dominance. This next one, I feel, needs high octane. Dirt 5, PC, PS4, and Xbox One, November 6th. Dirt 5 is a fun, amplified, off-road racing experience created by Codemasters. Blaze a trail on routes across the world covering gravel, ice, snow, sand, with a roster of cars ranging from rally icons to trucks to GT heroes. That's it. I nearly read the next bit, which was not from this game. Delete that from my script. Up next, I feel like this next one needs a high octane Bobby, because then we're nearly done. I can see the finish line.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. PC, PS4, and Xbox One, November 6th. Feel the thrill, the chase, and rush of escape behind the wheels of the world's hottest performance cars in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. A heart-pumping, socially competitive racing experience.
Wow. Do you know what? Tom would never have gone with that. If we get him back for a Christmas special, he's reading one of these out in something other than his normal reading voice. That's a fact. Up next, Paw Patrol, Mighty Pup Save Adventure Bay, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, November 6th. Join the Mighty Pups on a superheroic mission to save Adventure Bay. Have fun together in two-player co-op mode. Unlock fun minigames, rescue familiar friends, and use each pup's mighty powers to make the town awesome again.
Up next, we got Tropico 6 on the Switch, November 6th.
Yeah, I think you've got
El Presidente is back, man. Prove yourself once again as a feared dictator of a peace-loving statesman on the island of Tropico, and shape the fate of your very own Banana Republic through fear, distinctive eras.
Bobby?
Yes.
You are now the king of Everything Unofficial Controller podcast. I bend the knee to you. That was possibly the best readout. Come the lull between Christmas and New Year, right, when we're looking for content, we're going to do the Unofficial Controller Podcast Awards. And I nominate you. Up next, nomination for the best Stingrays readout of 2020, Bobby, for Tropico 6.
When I just saw El Presidente, I had to get my inner Dominican.
Oh, mate, honestly, you took it to another level. Okay, now before we let the now confused and bewildered Stingray, because he didn't know that you were capable of metamorphosizing into a Spanish-sounding friend.
And this is the first time he looked at me for so long.
Don't look him in the eye, Bobby. Don't look him in the eye. Don't look him directly in the eye.
You always got to look him right in that little mole, right under his little nose.
He's got a mole? Your Stingray's got a mole?
It's a little, right under his left nostril. That's where I look to, but I look at him there because it looks like I'm making eye contact, but also not.
You're trying to be polite.
It's a great place to look.
In deference to him, I just look at his boots, and every now and then I flick my eyes up to gaze upon the glory that is Stingray. Before he goes, he's got this TARDIS-like boot in the back of his Nissan Bluebird. I don't know what you see, a Pontiac Trans Am, God knows. But before we let him drive down Fifth of Main, simultaneously outperform Dave the Taxi Driver and Vin Diesel, at something equating to Mach 5, what's your VHS pick of the week, friend?
Weird Science.
What a great pick.
Eva's never seen it, and I'm tired of her not watching movies from my childhood.
Wow.
So we're going to pop that bad boy in, dude.
Watch this now.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to pick? I've kind of left myself out on a limb here. Let me have a look in the boot. See, it's hard for me because my window narrows. Every time we do a show, my window gets that little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. And a little bit smaller. And I have less to pick that I've never picked before. Unless I retread. I don't know what to do. But I'm going to go a little bit crazy. Because I'm sure they'll all message in and tell me what an idiot I am. Or what, or not, as the case may be. I'm going to pick Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Damn. I was just thinking about that. I was going to suggest it to you.
Wow, really? Except, you know what Stingray's got? He's got...
Terminator 3?
I don't know. I don't want the Spanish equivalent. I want Terminator 2. But he's got it in a brushed aluminium DVD case.
Ooh.
Liquid metal version. Liquid metal edition, baby.
That has the extra 10 seconds they couldn't show in theaters.
Yes. The part where the T-1000 does a full frontal nudity moment.
Yeah.
And if you could be liquid metal, you'd add a little bit of extra in the mold, wouldn't you? Give us a little bit more so I can have a... Anyway, with that... with that said... Okay, the boot slammed, his wheel span so much he's gone back in time. No doubt the Stingray we met last week was a Stingray that just left. Because that's how time travel works, Bobby.
It's out.
It's gone. We've already met him, but he doesn't know he's already met us because we didn't know that we'd met him at the time that he was from now rather than then.
Exactly.
If you're confused, it doesn't make sense. It's not meant to.
Doesn't have to.
Anyone that tried to make sense of this myriad of words that we've displayed in some sort of semblance of order that sounds like a... Dave, will you just...
Calm down, guy.
Okay. That's New York. That adds that level of grit, that level of detail that people are looking for from a New York computer game podcast.
Yes.
Anyone who paid attention to this strange collection of words that we've arranged in the shape of a podcast, if they paid attention at the beginning... Let's face it, they've been gripping a knurled steering wheel probably far too long right now. So ease those fingers off, one at a time, Odders, as I look across to him and find out what lies he will tell us this week. Community, listeners, let's hear what transgressions will trot from his mouth. Come forth with your lies, Bobby, as I ask you, what are you hoping to play? I already know. Let me name them for you.
Go ahead.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, bro. Woo! Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm hyped, dude.
Demon Souls, bro. Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Myriad of games. Back compat, baby. Woo! Yeah. Ho! You Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, look at that 60 FPS 4K, buddy. Woo! Yeah. Whoa! Yeah. Because, you know... When you're a slightly higher than the dirt mark left on the Ring of a Bath podcast, you get sent stuff. You get sent stuff. Okay? You get sent stuff. And next week, a week later than everybody else, but a week before some people, we're going to give you the PS5 hands-on edition, bro. How's that make you feel, Bobby boy?
I'm excited. Kind of
Okay.
pumped, man. I'm trying to hold it down now. Trying to be mature about this.
Keep you cool.
Yeah.
Keep you cool.
Yeah.
So next week, what we'll do is we'll ask people specifically any questions they want to know about the PS5, and we will do our best to answer them for you. How's that sound?
Sounds great, dude.
Okay. Do you know what I'm going to play?
What you gonna do, bro? You gonna do it?
I'm going to play Cubert.
That's a hard game.
And I'm going to play Pong. Because as soon as that PS5, I'm going to freak. I'm going to run. I'm going to run to the other end of my gaming knowledge, and I'm going to play the most basic games you can imagine. Just so when I serve myself up a slice of next gen, I'm like, oh my giddy aunt. Games have come a long way. Is that graphics poor or is that CGI movie? I can't. Oh, it's a game. Bloody hell. That looks pretty special, Bobby. Crikey me. Wow. Because you and I have been on for the whole journey. We've had our fingers in the Atari 2600 Pi. I've had my fingers deep in a Pong clone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've spread those dirty fingers across every gen of gaming, right up to the cutting edge, brother. We've seen it all. We're lucky.
I was borderline hugging arcade systems, man.
His mum couldn't afford to raise him, so he was left abandoned in an arcade. This is the story of Chronicles of a Gamer. Here we see him live now in Tommy's arcade.
Mm-hmm.
He's taught to speak through sound samples from Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. His first word, Hadouken.
Wow, that would be.
You should, the next podcast, you should talk like that, and I'll talk like my Hispanic accent. And just don't even tell people. Just go for it.
Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, Deep in the Undergrowth, episode 79. PS5 hands-on. With me, George, a.k.a. David Attenborough, and Bobby, a.k.a.
Juan Jose Luis Fernandez.
Juan Jose Luis Fernandez. Bobby, what have you been playing?
Been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Let me tell you, man. It's excellent. Excellent game. It's a special game.
He says it's a special game. He's come out of his comfort zone and he's made himself known to me in his Hispanic accent. He's known. Well, here he comes now. Mooching forward with his haptic feedback, he lunges here. Look at him now, performing that stealth kill, dropping down from the balconies above, plunging his knife deep into the throat of an unexpected digital assailant.
Yeah, man. Lincolnshire, man, that is a fantastic town.
Oh, mate, we're still recording. I've got absolutely no idea what people are going to make of this episode, but if they liked it, they can go to all the places where they know. They can leave a review. They can leave support. They can leave nice words, comments, and good feeling in all the places like Discord, Instagram, Twitter, or if they're feeling particularly upwardly mobile, they could even run to the cost of sending us an email. If you've got nothing more to say, my good friend, this week we've got the VHSs in order.
Yep.
What am I hoping to play? Cubert. Yeah. Let's just get that in. Let's make sure that's safe.
Do it.
That's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for the time, and I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. Bobby, this draws a line on current gen.
Yeah.
See you in the next gen, baby.
See you next gen, broski.